My theory is if I tell you that I am going to make these things, that I am then going to make these things. So let's talk about the things that I definitely want to make at some point this year. Starting out strong, I've got this really pretty red gingham. I got this for the 4th of July to act as a tablecloth, and then all of the stains came out. So I was like, oh, fantastic. Now I have more fabric. This is giving like picnic vibes to me, and so I would really like to make a co-ord from it. Probably I will make the pants out of the lane pants pattern from Sydney Graham, which I make all the time. And this is like a good weight for that pattern, so I feel like they will lay really nicely. And top-wise, I was thinking that I would use the Ginger Tie Top by Small Museum. I haven't used that pattern yet, but the picture that she has to go alongside it basically is the same fabric, so I feel like it will look really good. I might want to do a toile first because I probably only have enough to do the actual full co-ord and I don't want to fuck it up. So making a toile will mean that I know how the fit is and what I might want to change to work for the actual co-ord. So that's project one. I also have seen Katie Sews is teasing some new pants, and I love her wide-legged jumpsuit. I have that in like several different colors that I have made, and so I really want to make a pant style version. They've got these cute little pleats in the front, which is kind of more like a tailored pant, which I wear quite frequently. What she's shown so far on TikTok looks adorable. Project 3 is a remake of this dress. I was originally inspired by some pictures that I'd seen on Pinterest of this jumbo ric-rac on dresses. This actually has ric-rac around the bottom flounce and the hem, and I thought it was really cute. When I ordered this jumbo ric-rac, I also got it in this olive green sort of colour because I wasn't really sure how it was going to work when I'd only seen it online. Obviously this didn't go with the blue, but I think it would go really well with like a black or something. So I'd like to use this fun jumbo ric-rac and show you how to make it yourself as well. Project 4 is also a remake, but this is slightly different. This is a jumpsuit that I have had for many years. Originally it was from Primark back in the UK, and I think I probably paid like $10 for it. And you can see some places the material is starting to degrade. I still really like the shape. It's one of the most flattering things I own, but it has seen better days. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take it apart at the seams and use it to make a whole new jumpsuit pattern so that I can have this for many years to come in all sorts of different fabrics. I've never done that before, so I don't really know how to do that, but I use patterns all the time, so I figure kind of like reverse engineering some clothes. If I do end up remaking it, the one thing that it doesn't have is pockets. I feel like it would be very easy to add some side seam pockets on this, so I look forward to trying to attempt that. Project 5. I saw this online. It's originally a Farm Rio dress and it's got this gorgeous fish embroidery across the top, and I think it's fantastic. You can't buy it anymore and it's Farm Rio, so realistically even if I could buy it, it would be like at least $300, and I'm not really looking to spend that much money on a dress. But I can embroider, and it looks like a relatively simple pattern, so it will probably just need a tight bodice and a gathered skirt at a like empire line, but I feel like I could reverse engineer. The fish itself will probably take quite a long time. My initial impression is to perhaps do a different animal, maybe like a fox, because that's my favourite animal, but I don't really know how that will look. I will need to probably spend some time on my iPad mocking this up and trying to figure out what the right vibe would be here. It's a real labour of love. It would be lovely if I actually like had a plan for something to wear this at, and so like I would know that, oh, like this is the goal, because this would take an awful long time and definitely worth the money that Farm Rio wants to charge for it. I'm not trying to say that it isn't, I just don't want to spend that much personally, but it is really cute. So probably a lot of time up front would be needed to invest in the design, but I think that the outcome would be outstanding. So I actually have this jumpsuit from Anthropologie and I have worn it a lot. Like every event I have thought about wearing this jumpsuit too, because it's just really cute. It's very vibey. It feels like a picnic in an outfit, which is obviously something that I'm very drawn to. I recently like totally cracked how to do elasticated ruching, which is how the back of this is fitted. And so I want to now use that new skill in remaking this jumpsuit because I love it so much. I probably wouldn't remake the bow because it's not actually very conducive to like wearing things on top, which I often like layer this jumpsuit with like a crop sweater, which looks super cute. And if I were to remake it, I'd probably do it in some sort of solid, so it felt very different from the gingham vibe, but I don't really know what colour I would do for that yet, so I need to keep an eye out for the fabric that will fit for this. When it comes to fabric that I know I want to use, I have this gorgeous linen from Blackbird Fabrics. I've been eyeing this one for a while, and then they went on sale at Black Friday, and it's felt like the right time for me to commit to this. I have about 2.5 yards, maybe 3 yards, so I've got a lot of options when it comes to what to use this for, but because this fabric is really special and it wasn't cheap, I really want to know what I'm going to do is going to be right for it, and I've been a bit scared to commit, so I need to find a pattern that is worthy of this. I also have this fabric, which I also recently got at Mood in some sort of discount sale because I'd had my eye on it for a while. This fabric is going to be really polarizing. Like, this is not everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's really, really fun. And if it was a whole head to toe outfit, I think it would be an absolute vibe. I could very much see using this in a remake of the bow jumpsuit after I've nailed it in a solid color. But I wouldn't want to start that until I've done it in like a solid color and felt really comfortable in it, because I don't really want to be repurchasing this fabric, despite the fact that it's adorable. I saw this video which explains step by step how you can use these brush pens with dye to make your own pattern fabric. I feel like if I had that and then made an outfit from it, it would be like an end-to-end experience, and it would be really satisfying to be like, wow, like I really, really made this, and it would feel very custom to me. I was tempted to try to attempt this for my birthday party as a tablecloth until I realized that is a huge amount of work for something that then gets covered in food and likely is going to get spilt on. So I would love to use that same technique on something that I could really value and take care of and continue to reap the rewards of. I'd really like to make a banner for our gym. Our home gym feels kind of lackluster at the moment. It's finished and it's great, but we haven't got any art and we haven't got any mirrors, and so it just feels a bit unloved. The reason that I haven't bought any gym artwork is that everything I found online feels very aggressive and masculine and icky. I want to have something that feels like me and makes me feel both comfortable and confident. I'm pretty inspired by Oxford Pennant, so something along those vibes, as well as maybe some custom lettering that I can do on my iPad to make it feel really like us. I know how to paint a banner. I did that a couple of years ago for my birthday. I've never tried to sew a banner. I'd quite like to sew it because it gives it more of like a longevity heritage piece. So I would like to try and attempt that, but I don't really know how to, and may end up defaulting back to what is comfortable, which would be paint in this instance. Project 11 is this book tote. Barnes & Noble came out with it for their Valentine's collection and it sold out like that. I wasn't lucky enough, and honestly I knew that I could make it myself, so I wasn't going to hunt around on Poshmark or anything for a resale. I probably wouldn't do the chain stitch embroidery on top, but I feel like it's a really cute bag and would like to try and attempt to make a bag because I've never done that before. I might want to make like a magnet on top so that it can close properly. I probably wouldn't bother attempting a zip, but I feel like these are already things that I'm starting to see coming through in terms of patterns on Pinterest, so I know that this will be out there when I'm ready to take it on. Then we have a few things that are perhaps a little bit more wildcard. I want to create a quilt. I've never done a quilt before, so I don't exactly know anything about it or have any of the skills, but I have once pieceworked a co-ord set, so at least I know that part of the process. My understanding is that you send it out to a long armour to do the embroidery on top, so that intimidation has kind of gone away since I realised that. Probably a little bit ambitious for me, but I'm excited to give that a go. In terms of other things that I have absolutely no skill on at all, I really want to learn to crochet this year. I think it's such a vibe, and everyone that I see wearing them, I'm like, oh, you look cool, you look cool. I want to look cool. I have actually found a place near me that can teach me how to crochet because I have tried to learn to crochet before, but there's something about the fact that the things like move in and out that I can't quite get to click for me. So hopefully it's like someone's aunt who will sit there and help me understand like this magic circle thing, and then everything will just like go into place and I'll get it. I'll be one of the girls that get it, because the girls that get it, they're really hot and they're really cool, and I want to go sit with them. Project 14, if you're counting, is I would like to make another banner, but this time out of beads. I'd like it to say, "It's not cringe to be seen trying," because that is a motto that I am trying to actively live this year. It is not cringe that people know that this is a thing that I'm trying to do. If they're talking about me behind my back, that's actually more to do with them than it's to do with me, and that's really, really hard, but it's something that I feel like if I have on my wall and I can just like catch out of the glance of my eye, it will help me feel better. And so I really want to do that. I really enjoyed my beadwork project, and so I feel like that's something that I could invest in and get a result relatively quickly. Coming into it even more abstract, I've been seeing a lot of cool disco ball experiences, like this rad lobster. I don't know exactly why I'm so drawn to this, other than the fact that I do have a disco ball in my lounge. But I feel like there's something about these unusual shapes with disco balls, maybe even like coloured disco ball tiles, that feel very fun. And I kind of want to make something weird. I don't know what the weird shape would be yet, but I know that I want to do something that is not the typical like ball shape. So excited to try to figure out what that could be. The penultimate thing that I want to make is for something that will go inside this bell jar. I think I've had it 15 years, and over the years I've put different things inside it, but none of them have really felt like it was designed for it. A while back I went to a local railway store near us, and I got things like moss, a little flower tufts. I got this forest cabin, these rocks, these cool trees, this adorable little car, and also these fun little backpackers, so that I would actually have things to put in here. I've been too nervous to start, which is kind of ridiculous because I have all the stuff now. It's been a long time coming, and I need to like sit down and really spend time with it. I do want to do it, but it's hard because I've had this for such a long time and I really don't want to mess it up. But I guess messing it up is better than it being empty, which it is right now. And then my final project that I want to take on this year is this bookshelf behind me. Last year we made this and I painted it this pretty green. But what I've been really looking to do is embellish it with some more folk art stylings. You can see down here at the bottom, I have some spots that I intend to cover up with some doors. I've been looking at this artist and I feel like going all in on this folk style will really sing with the fact that I already have this ridiculous fairy tale style experiences on the wall and lean into that vibe. So that is it. That is the 17 things that I want to make this year. I am a little overwhelmed and a little intimidated by the number of projects and also the scale of some of these projects, like the bookshelf. If you have things that you want to hear about or things that you want to see, let me know. And if you could give me some faith that this is going to go successfully, then I would very much appreciate that. If you have miniature artists that you like to follow on YouTube, let me know so that I can get some tutorial tips for how to attempt this. And I will keep you updated with all of the things that I end up making this year.